Okay, this instructional video has to do with the general product lookup for the Pinnacle product database. You'll see the link right here on the left-hand side under product databases. The link is entitled Product Lookup General, and this whole section is only visible if you're logged into the website, so you want to make sure that you're logged in. This will send you to this screen. Actually, it's three sections. This first section here for manufacturer and type, second section for manufacturer item, and then job. These three things, although they're on one screen, are independent of each other. So right now we're going to talk about using this as a lookup. In doing so, we're going to make sure to leave these two fields, or excuse me, these two sections as they are before we click on search. So this particular case, we want to say, hey, I want to look up basically all of my manufacturer is Pentair, and I want to show me all of their pumps. Okay, so I would choose Pentair and then type from pumps. Now this type section is only going to serve up those types that pertain to the chosen manufacturer. So you might have noticed that it didn't actually give me anything here until I chose a manufacturer. So I'm going to choose Pentair, and then it will serve those up, and I'm going to choose pump, and then I'm going to click on search. This actually might take a couple more seconds than it normally does. I'm running a couple other processes in the back while I'm making this, so it probably will be a little bit quicker than this on your screen, but it looks like it's coming up right now, so you'll be able to see. Now, what this basically is this is the initial result screen for a Pinnacle Pumps search on the database. A couple things on this screen. You'll see a button here that says search again. It's supposed to reset the search, but what it does, because we're embedded into the website, it actually sends you to the home page. So what I would suggest is if you ever want to reset your search, just go ahead and click on the side here to the appropriate search that you want to go ahead and perform. So this results in all of the results, which happens to be 20, which you'll see down there, 1 of 20. And just kind of going over these are our initial results. So it serves up our manufacturer item number, the Pinnacle product code, the type that we shows was pump. Now, if there's an additional classification of the pumps, if there's another way we can break it down, we have classification as well. So if there is a way to break it down, you'll see it here. In this particular case, there's not. A short description right there. Our cost and price. Now, cost and price, these right now, these are they're dummy data. They're just data that we inputted. They don't actually mean anything, so we just place that in. So regard them just in terms of seeing how it works, but you can disregard them as to any kind of validity because they're not. Our lead time, in this case, in days. So our lead time in days, and whether or not this needs to be flagged for deletion. So the first thing we want to show is this result screen. If there's anything in here that needs to be modified, okay, we can actually do it right here as an inline edit. So if we click on the word edit right next to the little pencil icon, it will actually bring up, and it's bringing it up right now, that same screen, but it's going to allow us to be able to edit inside those fields. Now, likely, many of these you won't have to edit. Manufacturer item number is probably not going to change, but there might be a short change to the description. You probably, or you have, I'm sure, changes to cost, and then actually to price, which is right here, and then especially our lead time in days. So if lead time in days changes, you can make the change right there. If for some reason the item is flagged for deletion, for whatever reason, you can go ahead and select this right there before clicking modify. That will basically allow us to know that it has been flagged for deletion, but still available for any reason within the product database. It's not deleted. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that, and I can click on modify even though I didn't make any changes, just to show you what it will do. It'll basically send us back to the screen that we were at before, but it just allows us to be able to do some initial modifications to the primary resulting screen for the lookup. And this again, it's taken a little bit longer than it probably will for yours, but here we are back at this screen. The other link is the link which is actually the manufacturer item number. Okay, that's a hyperlink. So if we go ahead and click on that right here, it's going to serve up an additional screen. Now this additional screen, it's going to have many of the fields that the previous screen had, with some more information that you're going to want to see. So a lot of these fields we saw before: manufacturer, item number, Pinnacle product code, type, classification, description. But now we have some notes. Okay, if there's any notes that pertain to this particular field, product I should say, then it will be here. The pool type that this item is associated with will be in this field. Our primary and backup suppliers will be here. Our lead time in days, which we saw before, along with cost. Now, here what we have is 3-tier pricing. On the previous screen, pricing might go away, or you're going to see all 3 of these here. We might make a couple modifications to that. But just so you know that there are 3-tier pricing, and they will be shown here accordingly. Now, right next to this field, right here, cost and price good as of, there'll be a date when there's one that pertains to it. So you'll know that this cost and these three pricing points are good as of this date. Okay, so when it is there, it'll be referenced right there. Now, many of the products, pump is going to have different attributes than, say, a paver or a tile or something like that. In the case of a tile or something like that, we're going to have a need for color, which case would be right here, style. And then other things may have pertaining to size. So we have a size field and a unit of measurement. So you'll see those there when they do apply. A couple of other fields. These are all hyperlinks, and that's NASA, not Nassau. Okay, this is NASA, the people that make the stuff that go up into space, or did. But basically a spec sheet online. So this is going to be a link to an online sheet, maybe a PDF with additional specifications for that product. This link will send us to online information on installation. And this link will be to images of that sheet, either on an internal or external server, one of the two, but you'll be able to get images of it as well as videos as they will pertain to the product. Now, whether or not this item has been discontinued, we'll have a little yes, no that's right there. Now, right here, what we plan is an employee ID, so we know who had inputted the information. If we have any questions or anything like that, we know who inputted it. And then a currently in stock, if item is currently in stock or not. And that's what that is. That's basically your details screen. I'm going to go ahead and click on back, which will send us back to the initial results screen. And that is pretty much all the information that we have as it pertains to the general product lookup for the Pinnacle product database. And again, this should come up a little bit faster. On my screen, it's taking a little bit longer, but that's it right there.